Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in the Risoux Forest. Fold all of that lot up and we'll run this one back. I'll put the fertilizer spinner on and start doing some fertilizering. And then we can get the other trailer and run that one, the other trailer. We can get the other tractor, we can run that one up and we can pick up the rest of the grass. We'll then want to get the truck and hook that one onto the log trailer. Oh, we need to clean these, don't we? Wait, what? M. There we go. So I then need to unhitch that one because it only does 2 at a time. But they're now beautifully clean. I love that. Insta-wash. That is absolutely fantastic. I mean, maybe to be in keeping with at least semi-realism, we ought to buy a pressure washer and put that one up. We don't have to stand there and use the pressure washer because, quite frankly, it does get boring using that all the time. Oops, wrong one. But at the same time, we've then got a proper dedicated wash station, even if we don't generally use the pressure washer itself. So I think we will do that. Plus, I've also got the new HUD for the pressure washer, which I actually really like. Because some machines are a little bit difficult to see exactly when everything has been properly cleaned off. And plus, I want to show it to you. So let's go and quickly get a pressure washer. That will be under construction here. And then tools. And we go back through. So we will go with the base game one. Will we? What are you? You're an air compressor. Dust off equipment for cleaning. Really? Let's see. It says dust off equipment for cleaning. Now, what's this one here? Is this... Oh, this is a workshop. Or is it? Oh, it just says closed. It does have a thing over here. I guess that's where we can buy fuel. So I'm going to put an air compressor right there. Because I'm curious what that one is actually for. And then you can stay there a second. This one's now been emptied out. So I'll bring you on round. Everything is really filthy on this one. Is this something? It is. So, you point it at the vehicle like this, the new HUD. Oh, fantastic. So we can blow all of the dirt off. And this is the new pressure washer HUD. I don't like that hiss, though. Yeah, I'm sure that's great and all, but the hissing is something that is gonna irritate me really severely, so I don't want to do that. Diesel station. We can put up a couple of those, I suppose. What's this one? Water hose. Cleaning your devices and filling water barrels. Okay. Let's see if the hose works the same as the air compressor. Yes! Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. And then we've got this nice little HUD that comes up and shows you the actual percentage of dirt on the vehicle. Some of them, they do actually slow down right towards the end. And then once it says 0% like that, you're all done cleaning. We can put that one back over there. This is brilliant. Alright, so we're probably not going to be using the air hose very much. So didn't want to be using that one. I want to go over this way and get our fertilizer spinner a minute. Ooh. Or do I? Yes, I do, because the other bit of ground that we're going to be dealing with, we won't necessarily want this. I was going to say, I might want that front weight, because this one's heavy. So we'll grab that one a second. There we go. And then I'll set the hired help going on this. We'll cut out more trees before we go doing ploughing work on the field, I think. So that's kind of what I was aiming to do. Now, this one here... I'm going to try and get this. Let's put that one there. That's the angle it's got to be going sort of crossways across the field. I want to see if it will work from here. I'll do that angle. That should be okay, actually. I'll leave it at that. Right, let's go and get the rest of the grass and bring that back down. And then we should be able to top up the silage additive on this trailer after that. Fill that one back up, because I think it's 60 litres. It might be a little bit more, so we'll have a look. And we go whizzing on around the field here. Now that we've gotten rid of the trees up the other side, it makes it a lot easier. Plus, we also own the land all the way around this bit of field. I'm not planning to expand this bit of field. I don't have any plans to change this one over. I want to just leave this one pretty much as it is. Because eventually this one will build houses up here. The line of houses would extend up this way. So this field will sort of become obsolete, a bit like field 17 down there where we've gone and built all of the furniture factories. And I want to do some more work on the furniture factories and decorate those better and just sort of blend everything in down there. The aim to start with was just to have them running so that we've got them doing their thing. And then once I've got those up and running and we've got that supply of furniture coming in, then we can sort of focus on doing everything else that we want to do here and building up the other bits. So we've got our steady income. We've got some steady income coming in from the rent, and we've got some steady income coming in from the furniture factories. The furniture factories themselves, we only get to cash in on those once a year if we want to maximize our profits. And yes, we do. We want to be able to maximize our profits out of those. So we sell everything once a year, which means that rent is where our main regular income is going to be. But we're also going to, like, this is why I want to get cows. If we have the cows, then we're able to also have regular income from those as well. We're going to have to carry the milk from the cows to other places, which means that we're going to need extra machinery for that. Now, to start with, we don't actually need very much for feeding our cows. We can just put the grass in like this. We don't need anything else. We can put although we won't, we'll use silage out of the silage tower, and that's what we will feed our cows. So we don't need anything more than that. And then the whole TMR thing, we can mix that up later, and we're gonna get a proper TMR mixing station. I'm not going to be putting that into a small trailer and messing around with picking up bales individually or anything. If I can avoid having to use a loader arm in this series, then I will do that. I kind of like the idea of doing that. Just no loader arms anywhere in the series, just because it's going to make life a little bit easier for us. It's the ploughing up of this bit right here that I want to get going with. I would like to do that now before we move on towards the next season. We've got time. I'm going to leave it on 5 times speed at the moment. Let's bring you down here, and we'll stop you right there, because you can empty out, and then we can come back and we can shut that one off. I don't think it'll empty out while we're doing other things, but what I do want to do is I want to go into pallets in there. Solid fertilizer, that one, 60 litres. We will buy one of those. Yes. Right, you can increase your yield. Now, I don't know what mineral feed does to TMR. does that improve the yield in any way, shape, or form that you get from the cows if you add it in, or is it purely a roleplay thing? Is someone able to tell me? Because I still, like, I've asked this before, but, like, no one seems exactly 100% on it. I've had theories about whether or not you need it, and some people, but I've not seen anything solid yet on whether the mineral feed is actually useful for the cows, or whether it makes no difference to yields whatsoever. It's the same with pigs. Is it worth taking the time to mix up a precise formula for pig feed, or can you just put put 1 or 2 crops in there and not worry about any, adding in anything extra? Will it still give you sort of the same amount back with your pigs? There's very little information coming from Giants about that. They've sort of said, oh, you put this in and you can use it, but they haven't really said whether or not it's beneficial. Like with the pigs, this is something that quite irritates me with the whole pig farming thing now, is you've got pigs there. Right, what I do want to do is actually want to remove that one. That one is slightly in the way there. So we'll also do the same with this one. And we might as well remove these other 2. We'll eventually want to remove them anyway. So let's get rid of these. And there's one more right there I want to get rid of. Okay. That'll keep them out of the way. You... Let's bring you over this way, and we'll load up that silage additive a minute. Yeah, the pigs, you put in corn. You need to put maize in for them, corn, in order for them to start working. And then after that, like, I'm not quite sure what you're supposed to put in. Like, how much extra are you supposed to put in once you... Do you need to put in the other grains? Or will you get the maximum yield? Have you got any is there any point in going and getting a load of root crops and putting those in? Is that going to help your pigs, or do they just eat more food faster once you've dumped that lot into them as well? And this confuses me. This really does confuse me. Which way round are we supposed to do everything? And it's the same with the cows, with the mineral feed. Should I be putting mineral feed in or not? Is it worth me buying the mineral feed and adding that in from a gameplay perspective, or is that purely a roleplay thing? Because if it's purely... I mean, I like roleplay stuff, and I do use it quite a lot in all kinds of different games that I play, but at the same time... It's a little bit disappointing to me if the only reason that we have that... Why have you done that? The only reason we have mineral feed in the game is purely as a roleplay thing. That I find a bit disappointing. Why isn't there a mechanic that requires you to actually use it? This is the bit that does disappoint me somewhat. But I don't know. I've absolutely no idea whether it's a thing or not. There's a couple of stones down the side there. Not much. And we're done. Right, that field is all finished. Next on the list, I want to go and get the truck, and I want to hitch it onto our large trailer right there, and then I want to take it over and see if we can auto-load those maple logs. Once I've done that, we'll want to run them to the sawmill and see if we can do anything with them there. So we've absolutely no idea if we can do anything with them anywhere at all at the moment. Let's just stop you and go to this one. That one can stay there. And we will go racing off this way. So some of the shrubs and stuff that I'd previously gotten rid of here, they also grew back. But that was minor. All of the landscaping I'd done, though, that has not been removed. That has stayed exactly as it was. I do want to get rid of this one. No desire to keep that one there on that corner. That one is just going to irritate me. There we go. And bring you back onto here. Okay, let's see if we can load up those maple tree logs that we've got lying around up this end. Very curious about this. They're up there. I suppose I could load up some of these others while we're here. I mean, I'm not going to, but I could have done. Auto load to... switch auto load to the right, so it's on the left at the moment. That's fine, that's where I want it. And auto load is B. Yeah, I thought so. What pile am I on? Switch pile. I'm on number 2. I'm going to be on number 1. Alright, let's leave it like that. It is loading them. Excellent. Alright, so we are able to load those up, which means they should go into the sawmill without any problem as well. I don't see that there's going to be any issues with them in the sawmill. Bring this one back down here. Now load up a bit more. I'm not going to spend very long doing this. I'm going to do a little bit of loading. We'll do one load. I'm not going to go through and clear all of them, even though we've got the space in the sawmill, because I want to cut down a few more trees up the top, and then we can start work on ploughing that field. I'd like to get that field ploughed up if we can, so that we can extend the amount of grass that we're getting. So we'll leave those right there, and I'll drive on up this way. And then we've got a couple of larger stacks of timber up here that we can go and gather up without having to change very much. Starting off with these maple logs right here. It's really weird the way that it's done that. I've never encountered anything like that before. Let's start the loading process. Don't fall off. It's not fallen off, that's good. Slowly does it. Bring this in down here. And right, stop there. Now I'm oh, actually, you know what? I could get those. If I go this way like this, and I go the other side of that tree, I can pick these logs up here. So if I stop there... Oh, I'm still loading. I thought I turned off the loading. Apparently I hadn't turned off the loading. Can I get round that tree? Not very easily. Alright, I'll turn the loading back on. Right, in which case, what I'll do is I'll bring this log out and dump it down in this heap down here, like that. Jump back onto you. I'll turn the loading of the logs off a second. Come down to the main heap down here. Stop right there. Take those straps off a second and then start loading. So that will pile up as much timber as it can hold. Like that. If you start it, well, it stops itself automatically when it reaches the right height. But if you start it again a couple times, it does chuck on a couple more logs. So we've now got a massive, great big load on here. It says 18.3 tons total. Not sure that that's entirely accurate. And then I can bring all of that over here. So I want to have the edge of the trailer on the edge of the loading point right here. So we'll do it like that. And then if I press Z, it should just start unloading there like that. So that's also going to unload the maple logs. It's doing that quite nicely. All of these small ones. So we don't have anything at the moment that we can direct sell logs, and I'm not planning to, although some of you did say that maybe I should consider doing that. I'm going to leave it at the moment. So if I go in here, we're on 200,000 at the moment. I press R like that, that dumped the whole lot in, and we're now on 278,000, which is pretty cool. And I'm just going to shut that one off, and then we're going to go back over this way. So once again, I need to just very quickly do that. That's better. Come out of there. It's when you get out of the machine and get back in again, you've got to go and do that. So we can do this, and we'll cut down a few more trees. I'm gonna probably cut until the end of the day that we can see at the moment. Although I'm not sure about that. We're on 1446. I'm running on 5 times speed, so there's gonna, we got time to cut a few of these down. And ideally what I'd like to do is cut the trees down as far as we can go over to the edge there, which is actually quite a lot of trees, so maybe I don't want to do that many. Maybe what we should do is just aim to sort of bring it over to about here. Let's bring that one up a little bit. There we go. Drop you down a bit more. Yeah. Has anybody seen Ready Player One? The film Ready Player One. Love that film. The whole VR thing where they have suits, gloves, everything, full VR headsets, the whole lot, and you're right into the virtual world. And it goes way beyond. I mean, we are now getting VR, and there's a lot more VR games going on, and it's getting a lot more user-friendly as well. Like, the VR headsets are not as heavy as they were, and so on and so forth, so it's definitely getting better. Definitely getting a better experience, but that massive online world hub where everybody goes, and then you go to just about every type of VR game that you can possibly think of from there, earning money in games to turn into real-world money or buy real-world items, stuff like that. I absolutely love the whole idea of Ready Player One, like that whole online virtual reality thing. In part because with a massive online world like that you're not just loading up an individual game and then playing it in VR. So you haven't just got one game that you're going and playing in VR and then coming out of that and it's done. You're going into a whole VR world. The whole entire universe is VR. And then you access all of your games from that. And I think that is absolutely amazing. I really love the whole concept of it. Especially the haptic suits, the feedback that you get. So you sort of, if you get hit, you feel the hit, that kind of thing. And I've always loved the whole idea of that. The reason I'm talking about it is because I was thinking about it just the other day. You jump into your VR and you are driving. So I guess you'd have to have a real-world steering wheel in order to be able to do some of the driving and stuff. But Maybe there'd be a way that you wouldn't even need a real-world steering wheel to do it, and you could still do it and have it feel natural. But, I mean, you sit in your VR and you can do this. So you could quite literally, if you can't be paid to do this in real life, but you wanted to be, you could quite literally spend your time in a VR world doing this job right here, or farming, or playing Euro Truck Simulator or something like that, and you could earn a bit of money doing that in a virtual world, and you're still gonna be gaming. Like, you're still gonna be earning money as if you were doing it in the real world. I mean, yeah, you probably wouldn't earn as much doing it in the virtual world as you would in the real world, but let's be honest, how many people that would like to be able to do it are ever actually going to get the chance to operate a machine like this in real life? Like, even with the best will in the world, there's only so many of those jobs available. So how many are going to actually be able to go and do it? And that's kind of what that's the whole appeal of computer games as well. It's a different experience, completely different experience. Even though you're still doing, you're sort of simulating something you've done in real life, it's still a different experience doing it in a game than it is actually doing it in real life, because of the different ways that you play. And I really like the idea of the whole Ready Player One thing. So, talk about that in the comments. Let me know. Have you seen the film for a start? I don't want to talk about it too much. I've given you a summary of, it's basically set in a massive online virtual reality community, which is quite amazing. Just the whole concept of it is absolutely brilliant. If you've not seen the film, I really do recommend watching it. I've probably seen that film 20 times now, and I don't ever get sick of it. I would quite happily go and watch that one again right now. Why are you doing that? Like, really? Is there any need for you to be leaning over like that? Not at all. You don't need to be messing around like that. You're just doing it to be difficult. Okay, I've got one more that I want to get there. One in. Yeah, like that. And I'll bring that one back over here. Those small ones over there, I'll cut them with a chainsaw in a minute. And then there's a few to our left-hand side. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.